I talked to a fellow on a TikTok live last night, and he's I forgot his handle. It's something like facts. He's got all the facts. He's a nice guy, but he doesn't have all the facts, and he wouldn't let me talk to counter what he was trying to say. He was blaming the president for January 6th aftermath, after the rioting started, after the intrusion into the Capitol. And as I tried to set the stage for him and tell him how, having been a police officer for 20 years and knowing how these kind of events are planned, it's impossible for that to not have been a setup. Those bike gates were not chained together. That's the only way they work, as a crowd control barrier. Once the outer perimeter was breached, they didn't immediately call out troops or police to form a line and lock down the building. They should have never got to the Capitol. As soon as they got through the outer perimeter, that's a breach. That's an emergency situation where you do an immediate lockdown right then. When they breach your outer perimeter, which was those bicycle gates that were supposed to be chained together but were not, that is a lockdown. All the interior and exterior doors to the Capitol complex should have been secured, and they can be secured remotely. Isn't it strange that we saw U.S. Capitol police officers letting people walk into the Capitol, guided them in, actually let them in through the open door, let them walk through the metal detectors and the x-ray. They didn't put any of their bags through the x-ray machine. The metal detector was going off wildly as everyone passed through it in a single file line, and nobody was stopped and searched. I mean, on any given day at the U.S. Capitol, you are screened and you are gone through a metal detector. And if it goes off, they wand you, they may pat you down every other day. But during a joint session of Congress with the vice president in attendance, that was the day that Capitol Police decided it was time to loosen up their security procedures. Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy. Excuse my language. That's absolutely crazy. And in case you didn't know it, the reason there's nobody coming to the door and saying, hey, they did it wrong, is because all these people have secret or higher clearances. Every single one of them, it's a requirement for employment to have a secret clearance or higher. So now, when you talk about things that were classified, all of a sudden you lose your security clearance. Do you think these people who have families to feed and who have bills to pay are going to come forward and tell you of all the failures of their leadership when they risk their livelihood? No, they're not. That's why they don't talk. They're all quiet. They're all silent. Ask any federal agent, especially a retired one, and they'll tell you, oh yeah, they use that security clearance. Any stuff you learn that's classified, if you talk about it, even about how it was handled, you're at risk of losing your security clearance and being prosecuted. If you don't believe me, look at the U.S. statutes. Look at the U.S. code. It's right in there.